Hello, everybody. It's your boy, Sean McLaughlin at Options Sean. Today is Friday, August 8th, 2025. Hope you're doing well. Hey, new background alert. What do you think? Cool? Good? Better? Bad? I don't know. Just trying something out here. It's summertime where I live. I'm back home, by the way. As many of you know, I've been traveling. I was up in upstate New York for the past week. I'm back home now. But man, it's hot where I live here in Colorado. And this time of year, my office, which is up on the upstairs floor in my house, tends to get pretty hot later in the day. Even with air conditioning, it doesn't matter. I got big windows there. It gets hot. So I'm trying something out. I moved down into my basement, setting up office down here, seeing how it feels, and it's cooler down here. So we'll see. Anyway, I hope you guys like the new backdrop. I'm probably gonna change it. It's a little messy right now, but I'll probably put some cool stuff in there. We will see. But anyway, you're not here to hear about that. We're here to talk trades. We're here to talk the market. So let's bring up a chart of the S&P 500 here. Uh, we're off the highs that we set early last week, right? It's been chopping around. As many of you know, many of our high beta speculative positions took a beating in this little morass here. I mean, even when we were making all-time highs these days here in January 23rd, sorry, July 24, July 25, July 26, even when the S&P was making highs, we were already feeling the pain in some of our high beta positions, not just in ASO, but other positions I have on. So having this little pullback was really no surprise. It felt like it was due. Did that flush us out? It just kind of reset things a little bit, and now we're going to resume higher. I don't know. I talked on the morning show this morning about how I don't know. I just feel like there's a new character going on in the market right now. It feels a little heavy. I feel like we often gap a small gap higher in the morning, and then we just kind of bleed it away throughout the day. That feels like a pattern that's been repeating. I don't know. Have things changed? Look, it's August. Seasonality's kicking in. Our guy Brant Hawkridge has been talking about it. JC's been talking about it. Steve's been talking about it. Seasonality's kicking in here in August. It's no surprise that things are chopping around. Things are getting a little harder. Trends are stalling out. Does it mean that the bull market's over and we're going to roll over? I don't think so. I don't think so. But the easy market that we had for the last, I don't know, 3 months, it felt easy in hindsight, right? It's not that market anymore. Markets change. We have to change. We have to adapt. I have to adapt. Look, I even moved into a new office, right? We have to change. We have to adapt. So that's what it is. And let's just bring up VIX real quick. If I can bring up the VIX here. Da, 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 da. Oop, of course I can't. I can't seem to type and talk at the same time. I'm not very good at that. Here's the VIX. We're back with a 15 handle on VIX, back near the lowest levels. I don't know. I don't think the market's all that scared. Now, that doesn't mean we can't have, another headline out of Washington, freak everybody out, a new tariff thing, right? All that can happen, and it will happen. I mean, this is the new normal. This is the world we live in right now, certainly under this administration. So we have to be prepared for anything, which as options traders, that presents unique opportunities. It also presents challenges. But hey, the best thing about options is that we can define our risks. And most of the trades that we put on here at All Star Options are defined risk. We know the most we can lose on every trade. And so let it ride, so to speak. All right, so let's get into some portfolio action that we have had this since we last spoke. A mixed bag, a couple of losing trades, got out of a winning trade. In no particular order here, let's talk about Corteva, CTVA, got out of this one yesterday. We were long December 80 calls, and man, this trade was looking so good. We got into this at the end of May. This trade was looking so good. I had really high hopes for this one. I really did. Um, Even when it pulled back here and it kind of found support right at its rising 50 period moving average, I thought that was constructive. I thought we were going to roll higher, but look, we can't control what the market does. We can only follow our plan, and our plan was when this thing broke below 71.50. If we saw a closing price below 71.50, that was my signal that it's time to take risk off, and we got that this week. I exited the trade yesterday, got out for 115. Not a terrible loss, right? We paid $2 to get in, got out for 115. We will take it. Okay, next up, ASTS. Um, felt like a loss. It wasn't a loss. This is actually a very good winner for us. These were August 40 calls we got into back in mid-May. We paid $1.45 for them. Man, we had a great run in this trade. We sold half on 613 according to our plan. The plan was if and when ASTS broke through $40 a share, I would sell half of my position for whatever I can get. In this case, I got 630 for that first half. And then the stock continued to run. It was a little bit of a roller coaster, right? But it continued to run, got as high as $60 for us. But these were August options. We're running out of time. Okay. And so when we're running out of time, then we need to tighten up our stops as I do every month when I'm holding options that are getting, within 2 to 3 weeks of expiration. And so this big candle we had on August 7th, yesterday. No, sorry. This big candle, yeah, it was yesterday. That broke below the previous 3 to 5 day low, which was the level I was using. That 49.75 was the level, and we broke it intraday yesterday. So that was my signal to close the rest of the position, which I did, and I got 1065 for it. So look, I bought this whole thing for $1.45. I sold half at 630. I sold the second half at 1065. This is a great win. Great trade. Congrats to those of you who participated in this trade with us. These are the types of trades that when you look back at the end of the year, these are the trades where we make our profits, right? We'll have a lot of small winners, a lot of small losers. They net themselves out. But the big winners, trades like this, these are the ones that have meaningful impact to our bottom line. So congrats to those of you who traded that one. Lastly, Black Sky Technology. Man, this one hurts. I mean, the loss doesn't hurt. Like the money part of it doesn't hurt. What hurts is that when we got into this trade a couple of weeks ago, the July 10th, I believe, and this thing started ripping higher right away. I think some of you who watched that jam session that week will recall that I went on a little soliloquy about how trades that break out like this soon after we get in, these are the types of trades that tend to go on to be our biggest winners. It doesn't mean it's a guarantee that they will be, but when I look at all of my past trades, all of my biggest winners, one common characteristic, it doesn't happen every time, of course, but one common characteristic is that they start ripping higher soon after I get in, and they don't give anybody a chance to get in at better prices. They have to chase it all the way. And this stock felt like one of those names. It was going to start ripping for us. But man, the market just has a sense of humor. It rolled over on us. I believe this might have been an earnings release day here on July 18th, and it just never could regain its footing. And so we had to close this one. Got out of this morning. I got out for $1.40. Paid $4.60 to get in. Got out for $1.40. Not a total loss again. But man, just psychologically, this one stings. I really had high hopes for this one, but it just goes to show. You never know what your biggest winners are going to be. You never know which ones are going to go on to be big wins. And I thought this one had a chance, but we're out of Black Sky. Banksy. I call this one Banksy. All right. Next up, I want to update some stops. These are stops I've updated. Let's go to, in no particular order, ICE, the Intercontinental Exchange. We're long some January 200 calls. We got 4 or 5 months of expiration still. It's moving our way. It's kind of taking its time. It's kind of frustrating. I wish this thing would really just start moving. But I'm raising our stop now to 179. It's kind of hard to see there in the muck. But 179 is the new stop in ICE. I don't want to see it get below 179. MP, this is a new trade. So we're kind of doing double duty here. This is a new trade we got, but I'm already raising my stop. We're getting a breakout that I thought we'd get happening in a new trade that we put on recently. All the details can be found at allstarcharts.com. Raising my stop to 59. This breakout feels pretty meaningful to me, and I'd hate to see it come all the way back. I mean, this is a stock that's already very extended. This is a hard trade. I talked about this on the morning show this morning. This counts as a hard trade. These are trades that many people would scoff at putting a trade on a stock that's already, doubled. The stock had already doubled in, 2 weeks. And I'm putting a trade on now? Sean, what are you, crazy? Well, I've seen this pattern before. and I'm feeling vindicated right now. Now, this thing could totally roll over, and it might, and we have risk management in place and defined risk as needed. But for now, I'm raising that stop on this new trade already to up to 59. Next up, Nebius Group, NBIS. This trade, wow, what a nice breakout we've had this week. We're long the September 50, 80 bull call spread. That means we're long the 50 calls and we're short the 80 calls against it. This trade's working. It's working well. Now we've got theta working on our favor here. I'd like to see this stock keep at least hold these levels. That would be very good for us. But I'm raising my stop now to $50. I don't want to see NBIS come back below 50. 50 is very meaningful, right? It's kind of the lower bounds of this little choppy range we had for a couple of weeks. This is also the rising 50 period moving average is meeting us there at $50. So that feels like a pretty important level to me. So for now, stop is at 50. Hopefully we'll be raising that stop as time goes on. Lastly, Southern Company, the Southern Company, excuse me. We're long the January 100 calls. I'm raising my stop to 91, which corresponds with this yellow line, which is the anchored VWAP off of the May 13 lows. So yeah, 91 is the level. I like the way this thing's moving. I like this high consolidation. I think the next move is higher in the Southern Company. But yeah, 91 is the new stop. Okay, so one thing I wanted to do, I don't usually do this in the live shows, but I had a couple people ask for it in the All-Star Options chat room. A couple people were asking for just like a review of all of the current stops and all of our open positions. Now, subscribers to All-Star Options, you could find all those stops in every detailed blog post. You either find the stop in the detailed blog post when we put the trade on, or you'll see it on the trades page if we've updated the stops like I just did, right? See how I just updated some stops in those positions? Those stops are always updated on the trades page. But I thought I'd walk you through all the open positions we have on. You can see it on the right side of my screen. These are all the open positions sorted by today's change. So the biggest winners today are at the top. The biggest losers today are at the bottom. But I thought we'd walk through all of these and just show you where the stops are. So for those of you who need them. So in no particular order, well, we'll just start at the top. We already talked about MP, so we know the stop's at 59. Peloton is a position I don't have a stop on, and I occasionally put trades on that I don't have a stop. I call them hero or zero trades. We're either going to win it or it's a zero, and I size those trades accordingly. Now, if Peloton rips higher, I'll eventually initiate a stop. I don't want to give back too much of the open profits, but for right now, there's no stop in Peloton. We already talked about NBIS. NN, next nav. This one's teetering with our stop loss at 14. Yesterday, we closed right at 14.01. I want to see a closing price below my stop level. If I see a closing price below my stop level, then I take action the next morning and close the trade out, usually, unless there's a gap higher. Keeps me in the trade. But for now, our stop in next nav NV is 14. Ralph Lauren, similar story. Yesterday, intraday, we traded below my stop loss level, but it recovered and it closed above it. And so we're being rewarded for holding on. Is this trade a goner? Maybe. It potentially could be. I mean, this is not action that I like to see in a stock that I'm bullish. But for now, we're holding on and our stop is 280. This trade's pretty much a goner, no stop here. ENPH. We have January 100 calls. I mean, the stock trading at 32. I think this one's dead. Next up, Warby Parker. Man, this thing, it kissed this 29 level, which is where we wanted to take some profits. It didn't hold there. I mean, it was there just for a second, right at the open yesterday. So I didn't even have time to react. I don't think anybody did. But we would like to take profits at 29. But for now, our stop there is on at 22. Next up, Canadian Imperial Bank. We're along some calls. Our stop's at 68. We'll probably raise that stop soon, but for now, 68. Next up, Medtronic. 88.50 is the current stop there. Love this trading action the last 2 days in Medtronic, retracing these this little pullback. Feeling good about that. GDXJ. 64.50 is the stop. I'm loving the action there. We bought this dip and we're getting rewarded right now. That's a good sign. Vive, that's Viva Systems. Our stop's at 270 below this high consolidation. I'd really like to see this high consolidation resolve soon. Starting to run out of patience with this thing, but it's a winning trade for us now. As long as it stays in this area, It should continue to be a winning trade. You got that 300 level up above there, by the way, and that's where I'll take profits if we get there. Or if I could sell the spread for 40 bucks, I will. This is a $50 wide spread, but 270 is the stop. We already talked about ICE. Let's move on to MRUS. We're long. This started out as a call calendar spread, but the short July calls have expired away. Perfect. So now we just have the December 65 calls, and my stop is at 57 right now. Hopefully we'll be raising that stop soon. LHX, our stop is at 258. This has been a sloppy pattern, but still holding high. I like it. ETR, our stop is at 86. This was a new trade put on this week. I'll talk about that one in a second. AG, First Majestic Silver Corp, our stop's at 775, right below this high consolidation from, we broke out on June 5th, a very powerful breakout on June 5th. I mean, and we went on to make some new highs in early July, but we're just kind of chopping around there. That's okay. This feels constructive to me. 775 though, that's the level. Don't want to see it get below there. Okay, we already talked about Southern Company, MR and Moderna. No stop on this one. We have till June 2026. Okay, this is when we put this on. This was a leap. And right now we don't have a stop. This is one of those hero trades. We're big winners or it's a zero for now. It was looking pretty good about a couple weeks ago, but if this stock trades up and gets if our calls get in the money, certainly if our calls get in the money, then we'll start trailing a stop on this thing. But this is more of a speculative bet. Rigatoni, our stop there is at 12. I'll likely be raising this stop soon. I want to see which way this consolidation resolves. Certainly if we make new highs, at least new highs for the position above 1750, definitely we'll be raising the stop at that point. QS, QuantumScape, man, what a ride on this thing, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked about this in recent weeks, but man, we got into this trade back in January, and in April, May, and June, this thing was a zero. There was zero bid for these calls that they were offered at 5 cents. I'm pretty sure. I mean, this trade was just dead. And then it woke up and had a monster run all the way up to 15 bucks. This was setting up to be one of our biggest wins of the year on a trade I'd given up on. But we've had a pretty meaningful pullback. I know for some of you, this is hard, and it's hard for me watching all these profits evaporate in this thing. But I told you guys when we started ripping higher, at least for me, this felt like free money. I had already written this trade off. This trade was dead to me. When there was zero bid in these calls and they were offered at 5 cents, I mean, that's a dead trade, right? So this trade felt like free money. It still feels like free money. I hope this thing, we get out with this thing and score some profits. Man, I'd love to see it get back up into the teens again. That would feel really good. And we might. I mean, this action over the last couple of days, I'm optimistic. But my stop is at 8 now. And I'll be aggressively raising this stop, guys, because we have a week until expiration on these calls. So I'll be aggressively raising my stop, trailing it kind of right below the 3-day low, I think is the move here. So pay attention in the All-Star Options chat room. We'll be updating stops for this trade as we approach expiration next week. Okay, Groupon. Boy, what a great move yesterday. I don't like that it gave a lot of it back. But I feel like this is a signal that the path of least resistance for Groupon continues to be higher. This has been a great trade. We sold half, so we're riding a half position with guaranteed profits. Can't lose in this trade. But for now, our stop's at 30. We'll probably be raising that stop in the coming weeks, hopefully. TCOM, we might get stopped out of this one today. We're currently, as we're talking, we're below our $60 level, which is the level I want to, that's my risk management level. If we close below 60 today, I'll look to get out of this trade on Monday morning. Next up, Galaxy. This one we've had a big run in. Our stop is currently at 24. I'm giving this thing room to chop around. This is going to be a volatile name. This name is tied to cryptocurrency. So it's going to be volatile if cryptocurrency continues its run. We have a nice cushion of profits right now. So I'm not aggressively raising my stop in this, but if Galaxy goes on to have a closing price or at least trade back above 32, let's say, then I'll certainly raise this stop up to the lower level of this chop, and we're probably up to 26. That'll be the next level of where we have our stop. But for now, I'm leaving it at 24, just giving it room to figure itself out. Lastly, HUT. This also is a zero or hero trade. We have September 2026 call, so we have over a year until expiration on this thing. So I'm giving it a lot of room. My stop is currently 1450. That's a lot of room. I'm not going to put a tight stop on this one. This one is also internet related. It's Bitcoin mining, I believe. So we're going to give this one a little room, give it a little rope. We got a lot of time. But for now, stops at 1450. So I hope that was instructive for those of you who wanted to get updated on all of the stops. There you go. I don't think I'm going to do this every session because this, as you noticed, it took a while. I want to hit you guys with the stuff that's important. But lastly, let's just discuss. We have 2 new positions that we put on since we last spoke. We already talked about MP a little bit. This was a hard trade. We're in this, and our stop is now 59. We've already raised our stop. We're bullish in MP. This one could be a wild tiger. We'll see. Next up is ETR, Entergy Corporation. We're long this as well. If you want the details for these trades, come to allstarcharts.com, head to the members section, head to the options section. You'll find all the detailed trade plans for every trade that we put on, everything you need to know about that trade. What I like about it, what setup I see, what option strategy I'm going to use, how I'm going to manage risk, where I may stop out, where I may take profits. All of that stuff is all laid out for every trade that we put on so that you have that information accessible to you whenever you need it. And you can make the trade your own. You don't have to do it the same way I do, right? You can manage risk differently, but at least you'll know what I'm doing, and that'll give you a good starting point. And if you're not a member of All Star Options, guys, go into the chat there in the YouTube there. I got some links that I started there at the top of the chat. You can subscribe to All Star Options. You can click that link there. Also have a free options newsletter. If you guys don't know that, I publish a newsletter most days, not every day, most days. All stuff that's relevant and interesting and topical to options traders. And it's completely free. And I love writing, and I love sharing what I know, and I love sharing what I experience. And I hope that people find value out of that. So if you're not subscribed to that already, please sign up. It's free. Why not? All right, let's bring up the slide deck here. Let's just, these are the updated stops for those who need them. You can take that screenshot as needed. Pause the video if you need to. Go ahead and do that. And then lastly, here are all those links again. You can find them in the chat, but here they are if you want to take a screenshot of this too. And if you have any questions at all, shoot me an email, info@allstarcharts.com. It'll get routed to me, and I will answer your question as best I can. All right? Everybody, enjoy your weekend. It's a festival weekend here in town where I live, big music festival. I'll be at that all weekend. I volunteer there. That's going to be a lot of fun. Summer's starting to wind down around here. My son starts school next week. We start early out here in Colorado. But hey, enjoy your weekend, and hit me up if you have any questions, either here or on Twitter. Options Sean is my Twitter handle. Otherwise, we'll see you next week. On Tuesday, we'll be doing the What Are My Options show, where you can, where it's office hours, or you can ask me any kind of questions about options you got on your mind, whether it's about a specific trade or how to do a certain strategy or what I think about this or that. It's an office hours. It's for us. It's for all of us. So I hope you'll join us Tuesday for What Are My Options. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.